Hello and welcome to TelecomTV. My name is Martin Warwick. We are here in San Jose in California at the ETSI NFV meeting number 11, and I'm talking with Wenjing Chu, who is Distinguished Technologist, NFV and OPNFV Director at Dell. Wenjing, thanks for talking to us. Let's start with the absolute basics. Why is NFV important to Dell?
Yes, so we actually started working on NFV about 2 years ago when ETSI started. It's really a trend, I think, in the industry. And it is a very basic, simple fact that we've noticed, technology trend. Right? A big one is about your computing needs. Migrating from one dedicated hardware for one particular task and move towards more shared resources which can scale better, can be managed better, it's more efficient. And we generally call that cloud computing today. And I think that same logic and same economics work the same way for telecom industry too.
Second question then is this: why is ETSI NFV ISG work important to Dell?
This is really where NFV got started. And it's a phenomenal 2 years, I think, to say the least. And when we understand this, we are really seeing a collision or coming together, may I say that, right, of multiple industries, traditionally being sort of separate in the past. And I think NFV has been, the ETSI's work has been phenomenal in that uniting all these different groups together. They may be carriers, they may be their traditional telecom vendors who speak the same language, so to speak, right? And we also have people who work in software industry, in IT, and in a different way of communication services. And these may not be traditionally called telecom, but they are, we use or consume those services every day today as a consumer. And they are coming together, and I think NFV ISG, under ETSI, did a great job of uniting all these voices together and have a common forum for that. So that I think is critically important.
Dell is also a platinum founding member of the OPNFV, and you're a member of the board and TSC. So why is OPNFV important to Dell?
Yeah, so I remember the OPNFV initiative started actually within ETSI and was in last summer in Japan when the NFV were meeting. And a lot of us think about how technology, at least in telecom industry, used to develop. You have, ideas, you have people coming together to think about how to do interoperability and standards. And then you go from there to, developing different technologies and trying to test and make them work together in the overall system. And the whole deployment process from the idea to actual service to a customer tend to be very long, right? And there's other factors in play as well. Traditionally, there's a lot of hardware involved where interoperability really means that you have a very specific, precise spec to follow. Now in software, of course, a lot of things are a lot more fluid and easier. And the pace is a lot faster too. Not only I think the industry can afford that kind of time frame because you have competitions or alternative ways of doing communication services coming up every day, and the speed is much faster. And so some of the people, I think, as we work on ETSI's ISG, we realize that there need to be a way to make that situation a lot better, right? So there's no better way than to join the open source movement. I think that's a fundamentally positive development in the industry. And we also recognize that in the end, what customer need is a working system that's flexible, that can adjust or adapt to new needs quickly, which translate to, as a consumer, getting new services and better services every day. And so I think both from technology as a methodology for the industry, but also as a competitive needs, as a need to meet customer requirements, I think open source is a very, very promising way to go. So that's how the OPNFV was founded together. And there's a great first in the industry about OPNFV. That is the first time you have carriers, the traditional telecom vendors, you have chip makers, you have IT vendors like Dell ourselves, and all software vendors all coming together in one place. I think it's going to be a foundational piece for the carrier-grade cloud computing and NFV in general. So I think we really think it's very important. It's a critical piece to bridge the gap from an idea and to actually a system that people can develop their implementations on. They can innovate on that open source project. So give everybody, whole industry, a lift up, sort of a higher foundation to work on.
Okay, Wenjing Chu, thank you very much indeed.